want to preface this. I want to start this off by saying this is not the type of content I usually make. This is completely unscripted. I just want to get a video like this out here because, okay, if this video gets taken down at any given point, it's because it unexpectedly blew up and then got an AI generated summary, which, God, I'm still not over rabbit winds and waves. Yeah, honestly, just kind of screw YouTube for allowing this. I just don't want it. I don't want it. Okay, and let me also preface this by saying, I am not doing this out of spite for the game. I've genuinely been enjoying and loving Tomodachi Life Living the Dream in the nearly 3 months it's been out. However, this game does have issues, and now that the hype season is pretty much like died down somewhat, I think it's important to talk about the problems that Living the Dream has. Okay, so let me just like preface this by saying I was so excited for Living the Dream when it first got announced. I hope you don't mind like the gameplay footage like this. God. Okay, so look, I was so excited for this game when it first got announced on the Nintendo Direct. The March 2025 Direct kind of just like hit differently because like both Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life in the same Direct was honestly just like, it was like a dream come true. I don't know. I love Tomodachi Life for the 3DS. The original Tomodachi Life for the 3DS was my most played game on the 3DS. It wasn't any of the Pokemon games, it was Tomodachi Life. I sunk so much time into Tomodachi Life to the point where
Lady Malfoy, you stupid idiot. Real.
She's okay, I'm not getting distracted. I am not getting distracted. Okay. So Living the Dream was like really good, and like I have been enjoying my time with Living the Dream. However, now that the hype season has pretty much died down, I think it is important to address that this game does have issues, and we do need to talk about the issues that Living the Dream has. I am no professional. I am not a professional editor. Don't expect this to be heavily edited, because it probably won't be. In fact, I don't think it will be, but that's besides the point I want to make. I just want to talk about the issues that this game has, because this game does have issues, and we do need to talk about them. So how about we just like get the biggest thing out of the way? The customization. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream suffers the same problem that Animal Crossing New Horizons had. Or like, okay, look. The biggest issue with Tomodachi Life Living the Dream is how much the customization took control of everything. It's obvious that the majority of the development time went into the customization. So, yeah. And like, okay, I'm gonna throw the developers a bone, but like by focusing so much on the customization, you sacrifice everything that made the game, or like a lot of content was sacrificed from Tomodachi Life to make way for the customization. This is the same problem with Animal Crossing New Horizons, because like I play New Horizons for 3 months, but I haven't touched it in like nearly 6 years because I got sad every time my villagers left, but that's not the point. The point is, Animal Crossing New Horizons lost a lot of the charm of the previous games had because they prioritized the customization. They prioritized the island building above all else. And this is the same issue with Living the Dream, where we have the face paint system. We have the face paint system and we have the island builder. Like, especially the face paint system, I think. I think the majority of the development time did go into all of this. All of this was the main priority. All of this customization was the main priority. But like, throwing a bone to the developers quickly, I don't think even the developers realized just how long the customization would take. Because if you remember from the developer interview, the customization was supposed to take 18 months to develop. However, things kept getting added and then it ended up taking 6 to 7 years. Mind you, this game has been in development since 2017. That's 9 years of development time. And the majority of it was spent on the customization. This resulted in everything else feeling kinda half-baked. Like, look, Living the Dream is a game that's been in development for 9 years. But it doesn't feel like a game that's been in development for 9 years. And it's because it kinda wasn't. Everything aside from this took only like 3 to 4 years to develop, whereas this took the majority of the thing. And like, look, as much as I have been enjoying face paint, it is kind of limited, especially compared to the makeup system in Miitopia. Because, like, the makeup was kind of limited as well. Like, it was just shapes, but people made so much with just shapes. Like, you should see some of the memes people made, but... And, like, you can draw everything, but at the same time, it feels limited as well. Like, in the Meme Maker, in Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, you can't have, like, a color slider for skin tones or hair color, whereas you could in Miitopia. Miitopia had the preset color options, like in Living the Dream, like this, but it also had the color slider for everything, with makeup, the skin and the hair as well. Like, it didn't have proper foundation, it only had the foundation on the head, but it was still, like, really good to have. And, like, not only that, but there's some things that you can do in Miitopia that you can't do in Living the Dream. One such thing being giving Mies 2 different eye colors. You could do that in Miitopia, but you can't do that in Living the Dream. I don't know why you can't. And another thing, Miitopia's makeup has a layer system, whereas this doesn't. And, like, the layer system is honestly really good. You can make, like, custom eyes and whatnot. One specific thing I miss being able to do in Living the Dream is making custom ears using the eyebrows. Because when I made ears on the eyebrow layer, it made it so that the ears could actually move with expression, which is something you can't do in Living the Dream because there's no layer system in Living the Dream. So you can't do, like, custom eyes, eyebrows, whatever. I can't make custom ears. Like, I've taken it upon myself to draw on the ears anyway for, I don't know, the cats, I guess. Like, these cats. I make custom ears for the cats. And honestly, it's not really the same to see the ears not moving with expression, as opposed to Miitopia, where because the ears were on the eyebrow layer, they could move with expression. Anyways, what's next? Like, because of the customization. Because of the customization, a lot of things from Tomodachi Life didn't make it to Living the Dream. One such thing being the concert hall, which, like, Mies can still sing, but they don't actually sing the lyrics of the song, aside from the Happy Birthday song. And like, I have a theory as to why. Because sometimes in the songs, the Mies will pull from the lingo, or they will pull from random things like food, pets, treasures, etc. And I have a feeling that with the way the lyrics were, the developers may have struggled to getting the lyrics right, especially with the lingo. So they ended up just giving up and having just the Mies not sing the lyrics and going la la la, things like that. But that's another thing that got sacrificed because of the customization. Because of the lingo, you can easily make like really long words for the lingo, and if the Mies were to sing that, it probably wouldn't sound right. So that's probably why they just gave up on the singing. Yet another thing that got held back because of the customization. A lot of things from Living the Dream did get held back because of how excessive the customization was to develop. Like, we lost a lot of things from Tomodachi Life. We nearly didn't get Me News. If you remember from the developer interview, Me News was one of the last things. Me News nearly didn't make it into Living the Dream. It was one of the last things to be added in the game. Which probably explains why there are some news reports that are reused from Tomodachi Life. Probably because they were struggling to come up with new ones, especially with how late into development it was. But yeah, the news is one of the things that suffered from Living a Dream. And I think this should lead nicely into the next thing I want to talk about, which is one of, if not the biggest gripe I have with Living a Dream. What they did to babies. I could like go on and on and on about just how sad I am about what they did to babies in the game. Like, babies was such a huge part in Tomodachi Life, because like you could like help look after the babies. You could you could look after the babies, you could play mini games with them. Like, it's suspected that a reason why you lost the ability to, like, interact with babies is because people didn't like the mini games, but, like, with the way people were wording it, you weren't forced. By the way people wording it, it makes it seem like you are forced to look after the baby, when that was never the case. You could say no to the baby minigames if you didn't want to play them. You were not forced to play the baby minigames. And like, it's just so sad what they did, because like, even if they didn't include the baby minigames, like, why couldn't we have watched the baby Mies grow up? It was such a big part in Tomodachi Life. And it just makes me so sad to see what they did to it. Because, yeah. I could go on and on about babies, and like, would it have killed to see, like, the parent Mies interact with the baby on like, throughout the island? Like, they could have been so many cute little interactions between two different Mies. Are the cats gonna fight? Oh my god, the cats are gonna fight. I'm getting distracted. Okay, I'll try to like speak above this, but what they did to babies just makes me so sad. I keep saying this, but I'm not gonna get over it. I am not gonna get over what they did to babies in Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. But like, babies were so big because like, when Tomodachi Life was in development, I think the developer recently had a baby and wanted to try to like replicate that feeling of looking after a baby, and like, why would you get rid of it? It was so important. Like, babies were in the Living the Dream Direct, so I was really expecting babies to have like a much larger role in living the dream, but they don't, and it's just so sad what they did. I can't. All of this because they prioritize the customization above all else. I feel like if the customization wasn't just a big priority, we would have gotten so much more from Tomodachi Life. It's all of this that makes me think that babies was one of, if not the last things to be added into the game. But aside from that, I don't think it's just babies that suffer. I think... I think marriage suffers as well. Because married me's, more often than not, don't even act like they're married. Like, you have the wedding and you have, like, these little events where, ever since we got married, I feel like I know you more than you know yourself type of events, but not... But aside from that, they don't even act like they're married. They just act more like roommates and sweethearts before they even got married. And, like... They don't even share the same room. Like, why couldn't, when two me's get married, they, like, have a shared room in their home, and then, like, you could still have people move in? But, like, even this just makes me want to talk about a nitpick I have with the game. And it's how they handled roommates. Related me's don't feel like they're related. Like, when the baby me's grow up, like, they just act like roommates. They don't act like parent and child. When two siblings move in, they don't act like they're siblings. When relatives move in, they don't act like they're related. And, like, you could have done so much. Like, why couldn't we have had, like, little events that, correlate to parent and child or relatives? Why couldn't we have had that? Related me's don't feel related, and that makes me so sad because I was so excited to see all the new family dynamics in Living the Dream. But yeah, also another nitpick. Me's ask to move in with each other or move out way too often. Like, I'm actually just, like, sick of solving the orange problem bubbles now, because more often than not, it is a me wanting to move in or out with one another, and it's just... I'm just so sick of it. I am so sick of like, me just wanting to move in or out when they're already related. Like, I know I'm not moving you out. You're married with children. You're not moving out, and you're not, like, asking to, like... It just makes me annoyed. It just annoys me. If I had my way with this game, I would have, like, a toggle. I would have a toggle which toggles whether or not me's can ask to become roommates or not. But if two me's get married, then they'll automatically move in with a shared room and they won't ask to move out whatsoever. And if one of them does move out, then the other one will move out with them as well. But yeah, that's just like a nitpick I have with how they handled roommates and things like that. And yeah, but like, and like, why do we have 70 me's when it's like, when me's is just like, okay, this is like another thing I want to get into. The 70 me limit. Because why did the me limit go down from Tomodachi Life to Tomodachi Life Living the Dream? Why did it go down? The Switch is a more powerful console than the 3DS. Why is, look, I've heard people say that the 70 me limit was because they're prioritizing me interactions. But if that's the case, Why am I seeing the same 5 interactions and events every time I put two me's together? It can't be because they're prioritizing interactions. Because if that was the case, then I wouldn't be seeing the same 5 interactions and cutscenes with each other. So why did they decrease the me limit? If it wasn't because of the interactions, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's literally the same 5 interactions. I am not sure. It literally just is. It's literally, I don't know what else to say, it's just, they cut down the me limit for seemingly no reason, and that makes me so sad, because, like, look, I will admit, I am not someone who's willing to make 100 me's, because, like, I am content with my island, just the way it is, for now. But I know there are people who do want to make a ton of me's. And they can't because of the 70 me limit. Like, I have like 20 adults and 10 children. I turned off babies for living the dream because I didn't want my island to be completely overrun with children. But I know there are people who would love to make multiple me's, and they can't. Because of the 70 me limit. Like, someone once modded in 255 me's, and it took until the 256th me for the game to crash. So this game can hold 255 me's, but like, even just increasing the me limit from 100 to, like, I don't know, 120 or something would work wonders.
Mind repeating all
Because,
that.
like, I know there are people
my
love to
little
make
world.
me's,
Meow.
especially with the face paint system that this game has. So why did the me limit go down? It can't be because they're prioritizing interactions above all else. Because if that was the case, then I wouldn't be seeing the same 5, maybe 6 events when I, like, put two me's together to interact. Like, this game was in development for so long, and yet it feels like it hasn't been in development for long enough. It's all because of the customization. This is the same problem that Animal Crossing New Horizons has. Welp! I'm trying to, like, resolve this fight as well. But, yeah. There are, like, a few other things I want to talk about as well. Like, I have, like, a few nitpicks with Living the Dream. Like, one such nitpick being,
I don't get angry often, but I'm really angry right now.
oh yeah, I'm, like,
Meow.
sick of me's, like,
I got into an argument
repeating
with Lady
problems.
Alfred.
Like, specifically,
I'm so mad. I
like,
need a ceremonial
if,
announcement
wait a minute,
on
hold
this.
on. Hold on. If you,
I'm
like,
seeing
look
the
at my
steam coming
island.
out of my ears and
If you look at
nostrils.
my island.
Could you please
Hold
help
on a minute, let me
calm
just
down a
wait
bit
for Amy to
first?
finish.
Meow.
If you, like, look at my island, I have this really, like, urban versus rural theme. I prefer, like, these dirt paths without the white lines to the paths that are lined. But the me's just keep constantly
I don't get angry
asking
often, but I'm really angry
for,
right now.
to, like, have new paths, and it's just, no, it goes against the theme that I have for the island. I don't want to have to add new paths because I like the urban versus rural theme I have for my island, and, like, and I just keep on constantly getting asked that problem, and quite frankly, I am tired tired of it.
You call this food?
I'm tired of being constantly asked to change paths. No, I don't want to change the paths. Damn it. Are you kidding me? Anyways, there seems to be like a lack of problem variety as well in Living the Dream. And like what I mean by that is me like in Tomodachi Life for the 3DS, there was like quite a few more problems in here. Like sometimes Mies would ask for a lost item and you'd have to like wait for another Mii to get a problem, which would be finding that missing item. Or sometimes a Mii would get a letter from someone to meet them on the roof of the observatory tower. Like, these problems aren't in Living the Dream. There's a lot less unique problems in Living the Dream than in Tomodachi Life, which I didn't really notice until someone on Reddit pointed it out, which, now that I've noticed it, I cannot unsee it, and it's just... like, why?
You're a legend. It's beyond.
I am hoping that the game does get updates, though. I am hoping that the game does get updated, but which, like, I don't think... I'm not sure if we're going to be getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition for the game, because this game was never developed for the Nintendo Switch 2. But I do hope that we get updates. We already have seasonal updates, coming out, because like we had the spring wishes, now we have the summer wishes, and then in September we'll get the autumn wishes.
Sorry about earlier.
So they are, so they do have seasonal content. No. So they do have seasonal content that they are like aiming to put in the game. No. I'm getting distracted.
We weren't able to settle our differences. Meow.
Freaky form still looks heartbeat. Anyways, that's besides the point.
Lady Meowford and I didn't make up. Why's life got to be so hard?
Like,
Meow.
compare Living the Dream to I don't know what I got a video. Anyways. I am hoping that the game does get support via updates. Because this game kinda needs to be supported via updates if it wants to survive in the long term. Because honestly, I don't know if the game is going to... Look, this game needs to have updates, like how Animal Crossing eventually got updates that improved the game and added old content back in, but like, this game desperately needs it.
Hey,
because...
Thanks. I'm starting to feel a little better.
This game desperately needs content. This game desperately needs updates, or else I fear it isn't going to last as long as it should have. Like, I've gone back to Pokopia a few times. Oh my god, like, speaking of Pokopia, like, this game and Pokopia, it's literally just night and day. There's so much to do in Pokopia, and then there's hardly anything to do in Living the Dream aside from just... Eventually gets to the point where you just make your own content in Living the Dream. Whereas in Pokopia, there is so much more to do. Heck, even Miitopia has more content in Living the Dream. Like, how does Miitopia... How is Miitopia a more complete game than Tomodachi Life Living the Dream? And this game has been in development for all of Miitopia's development time. Like, look, say what you want about Miitopia, that it is repetitive and whatnot. At least it's a complete game. Unlike Living the Dream, and honestly, I find that just kind of sad to think about. But, like, this isn't even getting into the effect that this has had on me. The living the dream burnout is real. I have not been playing this game as of late, aside from like to collect my dailies or to like check the relationships to see if there's any relationships that need solving. Like, I want to keep my Miis as soulmates, so I come back in the game to do that. But that's like the only thing I do in the game now. I haven't been solving problems. I haven't been feeding my Miis. All I care about is collecting my dailies and making sure Miis are still soulmates. For a game I was so excited to play. It doesn't feel like it's committed enough.
It's Miracle Island, right?
Like, the effect it has, the effect this game has had on me is real.
Huh.
Like, I am actually burnt out playing this game for a long time. I can't play this game as much as I wanted to play it. And I just find that so sad because I loved the original Tomodachi Life. I loved Tomodachi Life for the 3DS. I would play it religiously. And like, I played Living the Dream for so long. I played it for like a month consistently, but now it's kind of just fallen off in the long term. And like, for a game that I was so excited for, it just makes me so sad. Because it feels like this game just didn't commit, and like this game is actually starting to affect me in the long term as well. And I feel like it's just so strange. Because I want to keep playing this game, I really do. But I just haven't found it within myself to do so. Because of all of the flaws this game has, it just makes me so sad. The burnout is real. And yeah, I am hoping this game gets support. This game needs support, or else I don't think it's gonna last for as long as Nintendo is hoping it would. Like, I do have hope that the game will get updates and support, because they did release a feedback survey shortly after the game launched. So I think they are trying to look for feedback in the long run so they can improve the game. But it's clear that this game needs a lot more if it wants to keep people engaged in the game. This game needs support, or else I don't know how long it's gonna actually last. And for a game that I was so excited for, from a series that I loved as a kid, or like from a game I loved as a kid, it just makes me so sad. This game needs more. And if it doesn't get more, then I don't know how long this game will last for. I'm sorry if I've been repeating myself. I've never made a video like this before, just unscripted ranting, but I need to get my thoughts out on this game. Because, like, I'm rephrasing what I said at the beginning, I do not hate this game at all. I've been really enjoying and loving it. But the game just needs so much more, or else it's not gonna last. And for a game that was in development for 9 years, it just makes me so sad. So, yeah. I don't know how to end this video, so yeah. If you watched to the end, thank you for watching to the end, I guess. Goodbye.